Welcome to Twin Flame Abundance Live. We are here again for maybe like the sixth episode or something around that. So, yeah, we're doing this every Saturday, and you can schedule it for yourself and also get your questions ready because this is an interactive exercise. That's how it's meant. So, let's open the chat. So, I will open the chat now. So, I'm just giving the right example. There it is. Yay. So, welcome again. And yeah, your questions can, of course, be about anything. I don't mind, but especially, what is the situation you are in with your twin flame? And maybe we can give an answer to you. That is also especially one of the chapters because we have 5 chapters today in this live. And we're going to go to the first one soon. And that is, I made this a chapter. It's actually the preface, it is the introduction exercises. So that's where we are now. I made it an official chapter. So here we go. And yeah, the entire overarching theme for today is called the leading edge of spirituality is life, of course. Yeah, I will explain that in a second, what exactly that means, because it will be it will be the topic of my talk today, which will be the next chapter. Yeah, but we will start indeed with the introduction exercises, and the first one will be, you know you are an energetic being fed through source, the divine itself. And we can do a little exercise that takes that into account, that you are source connected as an energy being. And in this little exercise that you can follow along with me, we will be connecting our energy body with itself in such a way that it gives this impulse for you to bring in source connection to feel your abundance, which is your twin flame abundance. We are very abundant beings, but do we feel it? Do we experience it? Is that part of our reality? Right? That's really the question, and that's why I have this small little 4-minute exercise, and it is on an audio track, and we'll be saying some um, sentences, and we'll be doing some gestures with the hands. It's not difficult. And this audio track, it is called Reset, Recalibrate. You can access yourself too. It's for free 3 times, and then you will have to pay €7 only. And this is really a way to attune yourself to your abundance in a quick way, only 4 minutes long, and to recalibrate yourself to that point of reset that is also the twin flame point. It's also the source point. It is also the spirit point, however you want to call it. It's like the deeper layer inside of yourself. And to draw that in as, yeah, like the provider of everything abundant in your energy field that you are. And to remind yourself of that, not only intellectually, but with your whole being. All right, so let's do that one first to remind ourselves of our abundance as twin flames, because that's what you are as a human being. And then we'll move on to the rest of the introduction exercises. So, yeah, let's see. I pushed the audio on now, and we'll just take the hands in front of us like this, as if you're having this bowl.
For the primordial truth.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the primordial truth.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the value of creation.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for the truth of beauty.
I bow for everything true and of purity.
I bow for everything true and of purity. And place the hands on your legs. Relax. Take a deeper breath. Just take it in. You've just been connecting your wisdom point to your heart and indicated that you want to be the abundance as a twin flame and receive the abundance that comes in every moment. Yeah. And you just land in that. And that is the recalibration that you can give yourself. I will give you the link to this exercise now in the chat. So there it is. You can do it yourself. 4 minutes to reset yourself. You can do it any moment of the day. It doesn't take any space. You can do it in your office, which is essentially what I'm doing right now. And the second thing of our introduction exercises is to get a card from the Manifest and Heal card deck. And this is all connecting us to the energy system that I designed for twin flames or for the spiritual journey with the twin flame outcome. So let's see. Let's ask Divine Mother to help us find a card. I see one. So I think this is going to be it. From unconscious to conscious. From the Artist series, the Transformer. Focusing on what? A 1.2. So this whole vortex of energy comes out of the egg, it seems. Out of the egg that is like an indicator of like a fresh incoming idea, light, source, right? So let's see what the booklet on my screen in a second says about all of this. A 1.2. Becoming visible. Maybe that's a theme for you now. Becoming visible. Becoming visible is a process that is surrounded with sensitive attention and tenderness. Because of course one can state, bam, here I am. But most of the time that is not yet how we really feel. So it can be meaningful to stay real and keep on caring for yourself with sincerity. Maybe you can sometimes express yourself safely in a very daily life kind of way to overcome this block. It would feel like speaking with a friend. After you have made sure what you indeed feel safe, that you feel indeed safe and good, then stuff can grow from there. You are in a process to come to visibility. From the darkness out, a visual comes into light and life of who you are, desire to be, and truthfully are on the soul level. It is, in fact, through this process of coming forward that you are coming into your completion of who you are. Now you are no longer an unclear being that is half in the shadow, but you will become an outspoken person. Fears will be around you in this time. And that is nothing strange, but it is best to accept it as a fact and not engage with it at the same time for self respect and results. You are someone that can make visible what for others is still unconscious. You do this with tremendous care and attention. That's beautiful. I love it. Yeah. And then in this introduction exercises, we do have the giveaway. I will already announce to you right now what the giveaway is. So if you today answer in the chat or in the recording, just simply as a reaction underneath the video with a heart, any color, or if you can't find your emoticons, your hearts, you can just write the word heart. And I will give you access to a secret blog on my website. Yes, we just talked about becoming visible, but yeah, this blog that is secret and invisible to visitors of my blog, of my website, will become visible to you because I will give you the link and the password. And this is a very special blog that you really want to see. And that's why it's in this giveaway, because it holds the truth about twin flames. It's a longer blog, and you can come back to it anytime and read a little bit further there. Because I will disclose to you the actual truth of twin flames and what is going on in the spiritual reality of today, and how you can move forward with things in the twin flame journey. And now you know, because now you've just read it in this blog that is full of lists and practical ideas for you as well. So you really want to have the key to this twin flame truth blog. And you can get the keys to it if you give me a heart as reaction or write the word heart below in the chat or in the comments. I will make sure that you receive these keys. Alrighty, beautiful. So let's see, what is the next thing? That is going to be an entirely fresh chapter of this life. So there we go. Chapters have a bell. And I'm going to talk about the leading edge of spirituality is life. And that is for sure going to be related to the topic of twin flames. Don't you worry. Because twin flames are just the entrance, they're the door, they're the first thing that comes up if you really want to live in this deeper layer of life that has everything that you are, that expresses your full spirit, and also attracts your full abundance to you. Abundance in love, in energy, in feeling good, in health, in sanity, in money, in mission, in friends, in support, everything else that you desire. And that fits your union blueprint, right? The leading edge of spirituality, that is what twin flames are when we want to make them come true right now and not later in the journey when everything is already completely and fully done and dusted. And you have even said goodbye to your spiritual teacher because you have fulfilled your spiritual journey. And then, yes, everyone will meet their twin flame because that's just the natural thing that happens there. No, we want to meet them now and also be with them now, stay with them, have this romance with them so that you can walk the rest of the journey together. That's why people talk about twin flames. That is the new thing that is possible for you, for people in general on earth right now. That is why more and more people feel the calling to do so indeed. It is, of course, not a new phenomenon, it's as old as time itself. But the ability to make it come true early in the journey right now, and therefore also feel it as a desire that you want to make come true, as romance, as a relationship right now, is new. That is new. That people feel that more, and people feel that more because the solution is available now for more people, for general usage, so to speak, and that wasn't really so in the past. It was done by some people, like extraordinary couples that were here to only work on their ascension journey and helping people or something, but not really for your everyday neighbor, so to speak. And that's what can happen now. And that means that the idea that, and the reality, because it is a reality that is available right now for people early in the journey, for everyday kind of people, that is new. And that means it is the leading edge of what spirituality is and can mean for you. Spirituality could bring you through the whole journey always. But now the leading edge of spirituality is that you can integrate being together romantically and everything else and every other way together with the true twin flame early in the journey and do the rest together, which just means live life together. That is the new thing. And that means like this is it's a leading edge. This is where spirituality, this is like you're the first people that are able to do this, right? You're among the very first people that do this. That means leading edge. It's like where, let's say, like the ocean comes onto the beach, and this is like the beach, and this is like the ocean going on it. So that's like the leading edge of the ocean is going over the beach forward. So you're among the first people that are able to do this, that want to do this, that feel the call to do it and want to follow the call to do it and prioritize to follow the call to do it and actually invest in themselves to do it and then actually do it and keep at it and fulfill that promise for themselves, which is also the fulfilling of the promise for everyone at the same time, because you are living that exemplary life for what is possible in this new, you might say, wave of what is possible in spirituality. But that means life. Spirituality as a word simply means life. It is the foundation of life. It is what life is made out of. It is what life has as as a as a ground where you can build on. That is what the word spirituality means. It's not. It doesn't mean strange, fluffy things that many people think are stupid. No, it means the foundational layer underneath everything and everyone of life. So there's also nothing like I'm against spirituality, because that simply doesn't exist. That's a category that doesn't exist, because it just means basic foundation of life, and everyone is part of the basic consciousness of life. You can't not be, because then you would not be. Right. So that's what spirituality means. Spirituality is life. And that's why the title of my talk is The Leading Edge of Spirituality is Life. Spirituality is life. And Twin Flames is the leading edge of that phenomenon of spirituality is life, which we could also summarize as being. So, what about that? The leading edge of being. That's what twin flames are. They also call in the leading edge of being in all ways that that you can think of, because they are, as I said, the door towards a certain way of being in the vibration of source while you do life. And twin flames are the door towards that lifestyle, if you will. They are the first thing to get in order, and also a great temperature measurement to know if you're there. If you are on that, let's say, ascended level, that's how I sometimes have called it, of living. And then you can live all life aspects on that so-called level. Your mission life, your work life, your family life, your friends life, your money life, your sex life, your meditation life, your food life, your health life, doesn't matter. Everything and anything. And twin flames are the foundation and door for that. And also because people just have the tendency to build their lives by first having a life partner that is a romantic match as well. And then they start to build the rest of their lives. They start to have a job. They start to have a family. They start to have a friend's life on top of that as well, etc. I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess this is important. That's why I start to cough. All right. And in that process, I'm now looking at this card again that we already got. You are making the unconscious conscious. That is part of what this whole thing is. Like, you go through the door of the true twin flame and you bring it to the harmonious union consciousness state. And that is the first thing that you bring in order. And then you can start to build more of that in other aspects of your life, because now you have the partner thing in order. Now other things can come in too. And that process that will happen through you in your life, very concretely, very much in the manifested world, very physically, means that you're going to make the unconscious conscious. It will be birthed from the unconscious in the conscious in the world. And that is how that birth process is going to work. And it's an actual process, and it's an actual birth process that you go through. It has actual physical results that you feel are like transformed, and then there they are, and they're transformed, and then there they are. And that's how these results come into being. And you'll get used to how that works for you more and more when you go this journey, this exact journey. And you start to realize that all the things that you did before and the things that you did in society and in social life and the things that many people still are doing in that, they just don't have that quality of bringing it from the unconscious to the conscious with that transformative step that you make. And people just don't have that transformative power in how they create things. And that is then also a sign that that is not what brings the true twin flame into true physical being with you. And also not all the other things, like from the idea to do something into the idea of working on your mission and making money in that way. That also has that feeling of transformation in it, but many people don't have that. They just have a job because they have to or something, and they don't care what it is as long as it's giving them some money because of desperation or whatever or what have you, or because it's normal, it's societally normal and whatnot. And that just doesn't have that quality. And it also doesn't have that quality when it comes into being through this transformation process, going from the unconscious to the conscious. And you will start to recognize what that is once you get the hang of it, right? Once you get close to the harmonious twin flame union state of consciousness that it's all about here and that I can bring you to, and then beyond it and stuff, and you get the hang of like, oh, this is how things are being born from the unconscious into the conscious, and this is how that goes, right? And when you do that, you will often also start to see that many people that have proclaimed that they were with their twin flame together in a video and talking about spiritual or psychological things on certain YouTube channels, for instance, that you start to understand, oh, they don't have that quality of having gone through this movement. They're not even twin flames, and you start to see these kinds of things, and that is really when, well, when you don't like it anymore. When the illusions fall away, this is really, when the illusions start to fall away. That's just one example of how you can see that the illusions start to fall away from for you. And that is another way of saying the same kind of movement. The illusions start to fall away from you because the only place where you're truly going is to where you already are destined to be, and where you in truth already live, right? And that is in union with source, and therefore with the true twin flame too, because they're just like a symptom of being in relationship to your actual source for real, not as an idea, not as a trend, a fad. No, for real, and commit to it. And that with the being with the twin flame, the true twin flame is in a sense really like a symptom of it. And it also needs to be chosen consciously to be with them as a partner. So yeah, did you already do that? How about that? We talked about it in other episodes of the Twin Flame Abundance Live. I remember that. So yeah, what did we speak about? The leading edge of spirituality is life. Spirituality is life. It's the same as being. It's the same as just the place where the transformative power of being a twin flame is fully present. And that is the leading edge of what is possible for you right now. And you'll read about how this leading edge is indeed here for you and what it means and all the things in the secret blog that I give away for you to read. So the keys are able to be gotten today if you post a heart or the word heart in the comments. Yeah, so that's how it all gets fully rounded, right? That twin flame truth block that I can give you the password for is actually explaining to you also this leading edge of spirituality is life, and that is the twin flame, and how that is so, and how I created an entire curriculum, and energy system and schooling program for you that will soon open up more so that you can come in the group process of it. I created all of this to aid this new leading edge of spirituality to come about. And yeah, it just came into being while I was living through this decade of how it came into being through me and in my life. And that in that decade, I just created this whole curriculum. Well, in that decade, maybe the decade before was already what I when I was working on it as well. And but maybe my last lifetime I was already working on it as well. So who knows when we can say when it started? But yeah, that's how it goes. And this curriculum supports the leading edge of spirituality, which is accessed by being with the true twin flame in harmonious union, and then the rest will follow. And I have been able to create that as a person that stands for the power of the magic and the magicians by co creating with the power of the Christ Masters and their union teaching, union consciousness teaching. And I have been co creating with them very literally in the flesh as human beings. There are 14 Christ Masters on the earth right now. And they're not well known yet because a lot of them are wildly, yeah, wildly and widely known, such as Krishna, Buddha, and Jesus. And they're twin flames, of course, right? Because we're talking about the unions, of course, as well. They are everywhere. Everyone is a twin flame. So yeah, that's how that goes. And the result of that co-creation is what I pass on to you. And it's like a cloud that I want you to also be taken into, so that we together form this new circle of friends that make come true this leading edge of spirituality is life, and have the true twin flame in harmonious union as the start of that life that unfolds in a whole lifestyle of everything that fits you so deeply, that fits you so spiritually, because it fits your spirit, right? The place where you are connected to your source. And that is why we not only need an energy body, but we also need the source of it. And both of these elements, they can play a role in the curriculum and also in your life, therefore, to start to make the changes that you want to create this movement from the unconscious to the conscious, which is what it is all about. And why is that difficult? Why would you need schooling and stuff? Well, because we have all kinds of constructs in ourselves that hold the working of that back. And yeah, often that is referred to as the ego. And I think that's actually pretty accurate. So that's certainly how you can call that. Um, that is just like this monster that holds it back, that holds back the unfoldment of this real deal, right? And yeah, it's not a monster. It's just it's like your willpower gone autonomous and started to act on its own instead of being fully in connection with your source. And that is like the gap, that we need to bridge, that your willpower is not alone and separated from its source, but it's actually integrated in your source. And that is the big difference in any relationship, interaction, life building endeavor, or what have you. And that is a way to explain to you what the ego is and why we want to change that to, let's say, an integrated ego, which is an integrated willpower. And then you will see that the ego was never such a problem, or it was never really, almost, some say it was never even there. It depends on how you want to speak and what kind of curriculum you want to speak about it. It was just a willpower that is part of you, but now it has fallen into place. Now, that sounds easy enough, but how to do it, well, we do have the key exercise for Twin Flame Inner Work, which is 4 steps. We have 2 versions and a secret third version. If you come to our Facebook group, link below, and you phase yourself when you are there into the one-on-one coaching opportunity with small um, appointments every week with me, which is the suggestion when you're there. Besides that, there's a lot more to offer for you in the Facebook group. When you would do that, then after some time, I might feel that you are uh, up for, or like your soul asks for the third version of the key exercise, and it is really to guide you through points of trauma in your spiritual, psychological makeup, and then we can work through that too. And very many people actually have trauma. Yeah. So don't think that it's not you. It is actually like a pattern in your psychology that is completely, it's gotten sort of stiff and unbendable. And it is a pattern that is not conform how you're supposed to function in the light of your source. And this pattern is completely stuck inside of you, and that's what you could call trauma. And it can be about all kinds of things, and having been created by all kinds of things, also things that are unconscious. So yeah, so that's the third version of the key exercise that is actually also very important for certain people. So yeah, really, really come closer, come to the Facebook group, phase yourself into a one-on-one coaching relationship with me. And at a certain point, we also can help you with the third version of the key exercise. And I say we because this was clearly also a co-creation with the Christ Masters, and they gave me permission, spiritually speaking, to use this exercise at a certain point, which was very interesting to experience. This was actually quite recent that this came through for me. So that's why I'm saying that. So we're talking about the key exercise because that is one of the ways through which you make all of this come true for yourself, right? And you can start doing it yourself by looking up where my material is, in which I publish what that is, this key exercise. There are videos, there are blogs, there are all kinds of things. And the most of it is actually available in the Facebook group. So come to that one. Uh, Absolutely, guarantee yourself access to these crucial um, tools by coming there as well, and get some time this summer to study it, right? So, and that is the beginning, but there's of course much more. The key exercise is the beginning, I mean, but there is of course much more. It is just the sort of centralized point in everything that I offer to bring you, yeah, to the core of things. Yeah. So that's awesome. Hmm. The leading edge of spirituality. I think it is kind of. well, special or like noticeable, that people are sort of almost en masse, like waking up to the existence of that the twin flame thus exists for them, and that they could call them in, and they have some experiences that point them to it, and that they can live with them in a romance that just reaches more and more people. I think that's very special to live in this time where that is much more known. I was fellow teachers with my true twin flame in my last remembered lifetime already, and that is still a well-known lifetime over the world, which is funny. So we're still those spiritual teachers actually, and we're also now these spiritual teachers right here. Very interesting experience. But at that time, it wasn't yet the leading edge of spirituality to live completely with them in every regard and bring that forward. And for many people on the earth to feel the call as well and know that and get into this search for how to do that and whatnot. That is really from this lifetime in a sense. So for us now, this is really like also like the leading edge of our relationship, right? Of our relationship, like to start to really do that and to start to really anchor ourselves in this new opportunity and to fully live that's something new, and we certainly had to have to, say goodbye to so-called other options or something, or to like not do that or like touch that and then like, yeah, but I don't know, it's difficult, and then walk away or something. But to really choose it and to really keep at it and to really keep on bringing this leading edge forward in our own lives, right? And that's just what is happening here every day, just leading this leading edge in my life and bring it forward and forward, for what is possible for us in our harmonious union, and to really live that in every sense right now. And we're at a crucial point now in bringing that forward and leading that forward. So, and that's how it's also a personal thing that keeps on being here as a challenge, and a positive challenge, right? That I take on and keep on bringing forward. But this is really a lifetime in which that is fully possible, because it has now been truly integrated in the fabric of life. How that is possible through the co creation between the magicians and the Christed masters. Well, there you go. And that is really specific of, let's say, this century or this time we live in a more grander gesture. And yeah, that's awesome that so many people feel the call, hear the call. But that doesn't mean that, well, here we go. I just need a sip of juice to be able to say this emotionally. So there we go. So the point is that it does not mean that all these very many people that you hear speak about the topic of twin flames on all kinds of media and social media and whatnot, that they are directly connected to this opportunity to make it fully come true as the leading edge of spirituality that is connected to having having made it possible by the by co-creating with the Christ Masters right now on earth, and to have that fully in your life right now, which also means with the consciousness of it, with the harmonious union consciousness. So that is not generally what these people have, that they talk about the topic. And that is something to keep in mind. Keep in mind. Yeah. They talk about it because it is a wider known phenomenon, and that's good. That's okay. It's a phenomenon. It's a topic. You can talk about the topic, but that doesn't mean that they are connected to the option to make it come true for themselves and for other people in the exact way that is about the consciousness state, and then building on top of it so that it can not be made undone anymore, so that you know that you're with a true twin flame, so that it is in the joy that it is truly supposed to be about, so that your union life can be truly pleasurable on the soul level. That's what you want, right? And that connection is often not really there. So there's a distinction that you may want to make. However positive it is that it is so widely spread that many people know about it, it's also sad that people are a little bit lost in how to make it come true, because there is a way to do it, well, to do it right, but I was almost saying to do right by you or something. That's the point. We want to do right by you. We want to have you be healed. We want to have you be joyful. We want to have you be not confused. We want to have you be opening up the true abundance for yourself, which is only possible with the true twin flame. We want to have you be not misleading yourself and building something that you can keep building on indefinitely moving forward. That means eternally. That is the right thing for you, for your soul's development in the timeless atmosphere of Source. And not something that sounds twin flamey, but it's not actually the real thing for you. So it doesn't do what it's supposed to do for you. It doesn't give you what it promises. And you will lose it again. And one day in the future, or when you die, or in a future lifetime, you will have the insight that it wasn't the real deal. Well, and then I will have failed. And that is just not something that I want you to go through, to need to go through. That would be also immoral. So there we go. Hi, Jace. Nice that you're watching. If you have a twin flame question, how are you doing with your twin flame journey? Let me know, because then we can answer that later in this live together. That is what this life is for. So there we go. So the leading edge of spirituality is life. That is what twin flames are. But you will need to have to listen to the right thing in what is available to be able to really get the real deal for yourself and be connected to what really is the leading edge, because otherwise you're just talking about the leading edge and the outside for what it looks like. Oh yeah, it looks like the twin flame thing, isn't it? And then we just talk about what we think that is, besides the fact that it's not what that is. And then we start to have big problems. So then we think that we are doing the leading edge of life and spirituality, but we're just really confused. And that is not what I would want for you. So that is a little bit of my warning, I guess, or for your information. And this leading edge of spirituality, I think in a sense it can be, how do you say, surprising that twin flames have anything to do with spirituality, although also not. But that's because of the confusion of, so is it a love relationship? And then people think about the old ideas of it, the old-fashioned social, societal ideas of it, even though they may actually feel that it is very progressive ideas that they have about it. And I call it old-fashioned, but anyway. And then they think like, oh, but it's a romance thing, it's a partner thing, it's a psychological thing, it's a social thing, right? But why do we need to be spiritual about that? So then that seems maybe something else. Like, yeah, you can have a cool partner and then you can also be spiritual. Yeah, I think that's cool. Let's do both. But that's truly not what spiritual, leading edge life with twin flames really is. That is, it just means that as a matter of how things are created, twin flames are ingrained in the foundational layer of what life is. Because it is with who you are created with as a soul. And that is so fundamentally ingrained into the fabric of life itself that you would need to call it spiritual, because the word spiritual refers to the foundation of life that everyone is a part of. So that is, and it is also your ultimate partner in every sense. So that is how spirituality and twin flames are closely entwined, because it is the partner that you have in the truth of the foundation of life, the architecture of life. And the architecture of life is the same as what we call spirituality. And that's why twin flames are spiritual, because they are based in the architecture of creation. And that is also why we use spiritual tools and spiritual curriculum to prepare you for your harmonious twin flame union and to bring you to your true twin flame. Yeah. And many people still believe that they need to have mm, psychological tools to be with their twin flame. They need to have psychological insight and psychological manipulation almost, or psychological progress to be with their twin flame. But that's all not so. You know, psychological in the sense like, well, we need to talk about how we relate. What is the most kind thing to do? And what is your personality and how can I adjust to it? I don't know. So many things that can be talked about in that sense. This morning I watched a video about psychology and it was really interesting. It was about lying, the psychology of lying. What about that? And lies of omission and conscious lying, unconscious lying, and maliciously lying, and what all of that is. And like narcissists lie all the time, and they do it pretty much maliciously, but also automatically, and they sort of don't even notice that they're lying because they use lies to just emphasize their want, their influence over you, and that's just the norm for them. They don't think they're doing anything wrong, and therefore also they think that everyone is lying because that's the projection, right? It's a psychological phenomenon of projection of what you do, what is normal to you, that you think other people do that. And when you're lying, you think that everyone is lying all the time because you are all the time lying about who you are as well. Because narcissism is also like you created a false self. So that's like the lie of what you are. So you're completely always with a mask on, and that's all you do all day, every day, your complete life since you can remember, since you were 1.5 years old. So You don't even know that you're doing it, but you actually are. So that's like narcissism. Anyway, so there was this whole video about lying, and I thought it was very interesting. But things like that is not twin flame work. Just like only energetic work or energetic healing is also not twin flame work. And you will actually see in the end that energetic work and psychological work are the same realm. And it's both not twin flame work because it's not spiritual work. But a lot of energy work and a lot of psychological work is presented with a sauce of that it is very spiritual. And I understand. And you can have a very lovely approach that is very insightful. And you can have an approach that you find to be of the taste of soulful or something. Then it's a soulful way of presenting psychology or presenting energy work. And that's beautiful. It's great. It's fantastic, but it's not what I mean with it. What we mean with we need spiritual work for twin flames because they are in the fabric of the creation of life. And that means that we need to have a work, a set of tools, a curriculum, etc. That is about that. And that is quite unknown for the most part for very many people. And it was one day for me too. I remember when I was a teenager. I was searching for what was what, etc. Right? And I came into connection when I was 19, almost 20, with a true spiritual teacher, and he did spiritual development. Yeah. And I started to learn what that was, what that even was. Yeah, for the first 6 years or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's like on another level. We're talking about another level. It's the level of your being. It's a level of how you and where you were created as a being together with them at the same time in the light of the divine, which is like the source from where your soul comes and then your incarnation comes and everything. So that's where you're connected with your true twin flame. Yeah, we need tools, we need work that is fit for that layer, which is another layer of life. And it's really not complicated, it's not difficult, it's not that's not and that's not the point. It's just we usually don't really know what that is, and we need well specific tools, and we also need guidance to be able to execute that correctly and to know the way in what that even is, right? But the whole point is, of course, that when you start to do this spiritual work that will send you directly to your true twin flame, to the consciousness state that is significant for it as well, and you start to build there, then you will see that it does have with itself, with executing it, in the inside of it, when you do it, you will have all kinds of things that are outcomes that are connected to energy and to psychology as well. Of course, 'cause that's a lot of the inside of that overarching layer. That is what we're made up out of. And you will get insights in what the heck was going on. But first, you will have looked at the overarching spiritual layer where your twin flame lives and where you connect with them. And then, as a result, not more than a natural result, you will also automatically get insights in your psychology and changes in your energy as a natural result of doing the work on the cycle on the spiritual layer. I'm sorry. Okay. And you actually then don't need that energy work or that psychological work. It's more of a result of having done the spiritual work. And that just moves through you. That psychological result moves through you. That energetic result moves through you. And you can get a lot of insight, and it can also be very interesting, and it can also, often click in with well-known psychological books or what have you, talkers, or that is very well possible, all of it. But that is just a result of having done spiritual work on the spiritual level. And that is what we're looking for. That is the entrance that gives you the right kind of results. Um, that is where it's at. That is where it's at. And that is also where the the unknown, the unknowingness, well, that's not a word. I don't know. Like, people are not known with, they're not familiar with it. They are, it's strange and new, and it's a place where there is resistance, because it's not difficult, it's not complicated, but it's a place where there's resistance. Yeah, we have resistance to that, to seeing that level, clarifying that level for ourselves, living the lessons of that level fully and truly until it is completed to the last degree. We have resistance to that. And that resistance often, of course, presents itself as holding on to psychology and holding on to energy, right? So that's the very same again all over. Yeah. So twin flames are the leading edge of spirituality, and that is life. And we need to have you work on that level to make it come true. It's not difficult, it's not complicated, but we have resistance to it. And that is why there is a whole work for it. And I present it to you. And this is like an entrance point of that work. And I can take you there. That's completely doable for me. I have done it before. I have brought people to the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union before. One, it took a couple of years. One, it took only a couple of months. And two more that only took a couple of months, like 6 months or so. How about that? That was the latest happening of the last calendar year. Yeah, that was amazing. And you saw that these people really needed to follow what I suggested fully. And then they arrived. And then often you saw still that the resistance was maybe even heightened when they arrived. And then dealing with that resistance. And some people don't want to deal with the resistance. And we've even seen that people don't want to deal with the resistance when they have already reached it. But you need to keep rolling. You need to keep healing yourself. You need to keep moving through what is coming up for you to process there with the right twin flame tools. Because that is the movement that will start to build now for you. Build the love relationship with your true twin flame. Build the mission business for you, with you. Build the friendships, the body health, the sexual relationship, well, name it, for you, with you. Keep on doing that there, doing the inner work there, moving through your resistance after you've arrived. That is how you start to build. And there can be said a lot about how you can build in structures and in, well, also sometimes psychology and energy and whatnot, but it remains that the basic work is that inner work on the spiritual level, and that is what will then start to build for you, with you. Yeah, I also have a lot about how to, how to, well, do the building with structures and psychology and whatnot. I have a lot to share there, but it remains the basic, that is, you do the spiritual work. All right, so that about the leading edge of spirituality is life for twin flames. Let's move on to the next chapter, shall we? And that is announcements. So this summer, first announcement, you can come to me for a strategy session of 20 minutes online, and we will discuss together. Link below. We will discuss together what would fit you to start to work together. Would it fit for you to have a beautiful, more than 2 hours long, with many extra services, VIP session? They are until September 1st, half price for everyone. Or is there something else that you need? We can find that out in our strategy session together. And you are invited to come in, link below, if you feel like you want to work with me. This summer, there is also some specific summer stuff, summery stuff, and that is going to be, I collected some study material for you for how twin flames exist, come into being, right? How to do the twin flame inner work. And I collected that material, a special collection brought together in the Facebook group. Link below, come in our group on Facebook and find the post about the twin flame summer special with all the 23 videos, and some of them are blogs, I have to say. 23 resources for you collected to do in your summer, because maybe you have just some time this summer, in the sun or on your balcony or on the camping, or I don't know, or in a hotel, just some free time for yourself in which you can, well, check out some twin flame work. And there is some for you to check out in our Facebook group, especially for your summer. So yeah, you're particularly invited to come on in and find it and take some afternoons off and get into it. Yeah. Just like that, just a gift from me to you to spend this summer. May it help you. And then next announcement, tomorrow in the mini program that plays out every month in our Facebook group called Your Abundance, we have 4 events per month that are always here. And one of them is tomorrow, and it is the ACIM Book Reading Club. And you are invited. Come to the Facebook group and pick up the Zoom room that will be shared tomorrow at starting time. And then we will read a little bit of this magical book called A Course in Miracles. And we do that because it actually contains the union consciousness methodology of the Christ Masters that I, in spirit, co-create with for your twin flame success. So that means that when we just open this book, and here it is, and we read a little bit in it, we will always find, as if it's an oracle, just something specific that is fitting your consciousness lesson for this moment. And we talk about what it means to you, and it always comes out magical for all the participants. So if that speaks to you, you certainly should come. Come to the Facebook group, pick up the Zoom room link when it starts. I don't say the starting time because, well, it's all explained in the Facebook group, but that is because we're all at different places on the earth. And all of that is explained in the Facebook group. So, for instance, I now opened it at lesson 171. God is but love, and therefore so am I. All things are echoes of the voice for God. God is but love, and therefore so am I. The power of decision is my own. God is but love, and therefore so am I. So that was lesson 171, an example of opening the book and reading what the message is for this moment. The ACIM Book Reading Club does that with you together tomorrow on Sunday, July to 21st, and you are welcome. Just wanted to mention that in the announcements. And the last mini program event in the Facebook group of this month of July will be then next week, and that will be the Mastermind Club on Sunday, and it will be about your mission or your dream about it. And we'll exchange about that. That's always very inspirational too. So you're welcome. And then the next announcement, and that is this summer, I will, for the 10th year, open up a beautiful healing atmosphere for you that you can focus yourself into by participating. It is the 8-8 Twin Flame Summer Ritual. And it is called 8-8 because it takes place on August 8th. It will be a Thursday this year. And it is, of course, a beautiful, abundant, because it's 8-8, so that's just a very abundant number. It's just this beautiful focus point of the Lion's Gate astrological sphere in this midsummer time, or midwinter if you're in the other hemisphere. That doesn't matter. You can still take part. And we just make use of that. It's a very spiritual alignment, very wise, very warm, very deep. And we just focus that for Twin Flames in this whole leading edge of spirituality is life intention for you. And you can add yourself in that intention, so to speak, and reap your results in your consciousness lessons being learned, in your soul journey being pushed forward in the direction of union. And that is also the direction of feeling better, mission, the direction of health, the direction of abundance in every which way. I am at this moment creating a workbook that goes with it. So I will show you that real soon. It will be awesome so that you have even more focus when you take part. This year, for the first time, you can take part with a ticket only. And that is because over the years, I have seen that for people that invested in themselves, these rituals have worked the best. So that's why we now changed to a ticket system. And when you have your tickets, you are actually assured, you're guaranteed that you will get your automatic distant healing from it. It is just an automatic distant healing. That what I mean to say with that is there will be all kinds of things that you can take part in on certain times, and the workbook and the Facebook group and the live stream and the Zoom social and whatnot. But if you can't come to these events, you can still take part and receive the automatic distant healing nevertheless, anyway, because it will reach you. And that is what the ticket does, and the rest is extra. This 8-8 Twin Flame Summer Ritual takes place on Thursday, August 8th. You can already buy your ticket now, and I will give you the link to the explanation and the ticket sales right now. I will put it as a, there we go. Yeah, in the chat, and I will also put it below in the description box when you watch this in recording. So that's going to happen on Thursday, August 8th. It's going to be awesome because I'm going to go back to nature, if all works well, which I have done years prior. I went into nature or in gardens or in more like wilder nature, and have been using the elements, working with the elements, and with crystals and with wands and with oracle cards and with words and vibrations, and my tuning fork with 432 hertz, and with, well, all kinds of things, right? With magical gestures, with the crystal skulls will be part of it too, well, etc. So we're going to go all out again is the idea. If the weather works with me and whatnot, then I'm going to do that in nature again, which I'm looking forward to very much. I would love to welcome you to take part. Prepare your twin flame intentions, and we will put them in the healing power of the ritual, and they will be made come true for you, with you. I guarantee you that. So that was the last announcement for now. And now we move on to issues to heal. Which are your issues? So, because I can find, a solution for you or give you a direction in what kind of direction you should look for a solution, or we can get a card or give you an indication how to start your key exercise, right? And if there's no request for today, then we go to the idea of a solution to your life, because twin flames are the leading edge of spirituality is life. It is true that twin flames are actually the solution to your entire life's problem or question or challenge, or like what to do with my life, what's the meaning of my life, what is good to do with my life, what is the profundity of my life, where do I find the deeper value of my life, how do I find that, how can I feel the abundance of life, how can I connect with my underlying soul development throughout my lifetimes so that it is geared towards a beneficial way? And the answer is your twin flame. It is the solution to your life. Not only this life, but life in general. And that's what they are. Because they are the leading edge of spirituality is life. They are the solution to your life. And they are therefore also the solution to your health, to your relationships, to your mental health. They are the solution to your relationship with God. They are the solution to your mission. They are the solution to your work. They are the solution to your abundance. They are the solution to your soul money. They are the solution to your life satisfaction. They are the solution to your self-expression. They are the solution to that. So the twin flame in itself is the solution to your request to have the most meaningful, ultimate life. And that is my healing suggestion for this time. So I hope that helps, and we get a card for that. Making clear what does not work. The coach. A shadow. Stressing how. The 2.1. The eye in the sky. Looking upon the earth and seeing a specific segment of it. From the series that is all having this mirror, this hand mirror. Which means that we look in the mirror to learn more about ourselves. It's a teaching moment. Let's read the text. The 2.1. Presence feels good. When you are in a situation in which you time after time do not feel that something works for you, then you are at a certain point asked to take responsibility for that experiential fact. You have felt a couple of times what this is, and it asks from you, while keeping in connection with your deeper self, a certain conclusion with according action. then it is time to put that into motion, even though it can feel uncertain in the beginning. Often it is uncommon to choose for a full contact with yourself in this, for a good relationship with your deeper value, for a full and conscious life in which you are allowed to feel good. It is strange that we are being raised in a way that says that you are not allowed to feel good, all the while this being the one and only way to live a healthy lifestyle in all applications and in all ways of you contributing to the world. This can be seen for what it is and let go of. This will thus be your start of giving to the world what you came to give. You see through this shadow game and consciously replace it with your light. This is your light that shines from your eyes to the world, on the places where your attention rests, and add there what is necessary from a sanely filled up base in yourself. Letting someone else know what does not work is often not easy, but you have a natural gift for it. This comes in handy in many groups and functions. Your compassion beams from your eyes while you pass on what otherwise can sound like criticism. Everything runs more smoothly by means of your full attention. Right. So that is also the twin flame, about the twin flame as an answer to your life, as the solution to your life. You are allowed to be happy. And you can help others reach that as well. Even when you have to point out what does not work, which is truly what twin flames do for each other. This is how they make each other the solution for their life, and how they make each other truly happy in the light of the divine. When there are not more requests for healing, for issues, healing your twin flame issues, then we move on to the group energy healing. And today we're going to use point number 8. And they are also cards in the card deck, but I'm redesigning all the cards, but specifically the cards for the energy point. I have finished redesigning, but not printing yet. And this is the new design for energy point number 8, which is the burning egg. And it is located at the top of your skull, a little bit on the forehead. And it means the place where you exchange light in your energy field with Source, with the divine above you, and where new ideas and new healing impulses originate. Where the idea of union originates and anchors in. And these visuals are created to bring a healing working through the eye. But we will also be starting to feel it. So let's do a small meditation together to feel this point and the light working that it has on you. So just join me. Let's sit down in a quiet space for a moment, for 10 minutes or so. Close our eyes and just follow my guidance. I will be living it for you. You will also be doing it after me and will feel and therefore heal this energy point in relation to our source. Because every energy point comes from source, is here because it is fed by source. And this point is especially so because it is the exchange of light, and source is light as well. To feel it, let's breathe a little more consciously. Feel where the breath is. And with breathing out, just let all your weight on your chair or the couch or wherever you're sitting down. Breathe in again, and then with breathing out again, let all the weight of your body, of your head, of your chest, of your belly, of your back, of your legs down consciously. Just let it rest. And let's do that once more. Breathe in, and when you breathe out, just let the weight consciously down so that you're really sitting. You're allowed to take in space, you're allowed to sit. Yeah. We're just allowed to sit for a moment and take in space and feel that we have a body, have a weight, let the weight down. And therefore ground ourselves a little bit while sitting. To then start to feel the head as a whole. And your entire head is so beautifully balancing on this small little neck of yours. And you may want to just nod the head back and forth and to the side in very small movements. Just a tiny little bit, just a tiny little bit of movement of the head, back and forth to the sides and back to the middle, just to feel like, oh, here is my head. And my neck is so incredibly movable, and my head is actually quite present and like big and heavy. And it's here, and I feel it. It's like resting on top of the neck. And the neck is resting on the shoulders, and the shoulders connected to the spine. And the spine rests in the hip bones, and the hip bones bring their weight to the chair, and the chair brings the weight to the floor, and the floor brings the weight to the earth. So your head is like balancing on top of all of this strong structure. And it is movable. And by giving small, tiny movements to the head, you become aware of that. Just breathe a little deeper and let the head rest on that entire mountain that you are. And then let's relax the eyes by letting them float to the underside. And let's relax the tongue by letting it float to the underside in your underjaw. And let's relax the ears and relax the face and relax your jaws. And then, when your face is relaxed and sinking deeper into how you're sitting here as a mountain with the head floating on top, the eyes relaxed, and the tongue relaxed, and the face relaxed, and the jaw relaxed. We now focus on the top of the skull. And we have a sense of where the hair is, or I understand some people don't have hair there. where the skin is on top of the skull, and where there is some sort of a table on top of the skull, this place where it's more or less flatter, and connects with, let's say, a column of light coming from right above your head, touching you there. And let's feel the touching point between light coming from above and your physical skull. And in that point of touching, let's become aware for a moment how it feels there. Do you feel as though your head is open or closed? Do you feel as though your head is warm there or cold? Is it prickly or soft? Just to become aware. There is this meeting there between the light from above and your skull. And what comes from within your skull? Upward, right? Your brains, your midbrain, the hollow space in the middle of your brain there, where there are a couple of brain parts that are really here to make you have inner visions and regulate more invisible stuff for you. And let all of that meet the top of your skull, where the meeting with the light is that comes from above. And let that meeting fully happen there. Give permission. In your heart, feel that you intend to give that permission. And then let that meeting happen. Let them mix. The space above your head and the space in your head. Let them mix. Let them meet each other. And then breathe a little more conscious, a little deeper. Because you're still sitting while this meeting happens. You're still having a weight. You're still taking in space. Your body is still having a weight on the floor, on the chair. And you don't need to go away there while this meeting is happening at the top of your head. A good reminder to feel that one too, that part of you too. It's like end. It's all parts of the body. And then this specific focus to let that meeting happen at the top of your head as well. Inside the rest. Yeah, and breathe a little deeper again to just facilitate this happening. And in this meeting at the top of your skull, is there something that the light, the divine, wants to show you as a third incoming wisdom element from Source itself that comes in through the meeting of the light above and the space within your skull? And then the Source element comes forth. The new element is born through this meeting, the third element. And here comes this symbol or visual or color or word that source can show you now here. That will be your healing symbol. Let's let that happen to let the symbol come forward for you, for uniquely you. And let's see what it is. While you breathe a little deeper and invite the symbol to come forward, the third energy to come forward. And breathe a little deeper. Feel gratitude in your heart for having seen your visual, your symbol. Accept it in. Let it be. If you don't know what it means, still let it be. It will show itself what it means to you. If you let it in your heart and be grateful. And when you are grateful, it will just be explained to you in an inward way because it will heal you and you will become aware of the healing function of this symbol. And that's what it meant. And breathe a little deeper again and feel gratitude again in your heart for this symbol that was shown to you. In your place of illumination, in your place of insight, of new ideas, beautiful, from the meeting of the light and you. To then feel your face again, relax your eyes, relax your tongue, let it rest in your jaw. Relax your jaw, relax your ears, relax your face, and give the head a couple of nods back and forth and to the side to feel how it is being supported by your neck. Beautiful. And feel the result of what it means to the rest of your body that you loosen up the head a little bit. Breathe a little deeper and feel the steady spine under the head. Feel how the spine is supported in the hips and the hips supported by the floor, through the legs, through your chair, through the sitting, through the house, and it is supported in the earth itself. Breathe a little deeper. And if you want to, you can express your gratitude by bringing your arms up, hands up in front of your chest. Put very softly without pressing the palms of the hands together, fingers pointing up. Maybe your thumbs can touch your chest if you want to. Maybe you can let your head bow down to this gesture of gratefulness to yourself. So if you want to, you can bow your head down by elongating the neck at the back side until your Lips touch the tops of your fingers. A gesture with which you thank yourself, and then you bring the head slowly up again so that it is sitting on its pedestal of the neck, and you slowly, gently let the hands go of each other and make them rest again on your chair or on your legs. And you've just made a thankfulness gesture to yourself for having seen this beautiful vision and having done this healing small exercise. And then slowly and gently, when you are ready, open your eyes again so that you come back into the video call that we had together. Yeah, thanks for participating in that. That was beautiful. Let me know what the symbol was that you had. Let us know what the vision was that you had. For me, my true twin flame showed itself, his face and then his whole body. Isn't that interesting? For you can be something completely different, and that would be perfect for you. Yeah, beautiful. So that was our energy or our group healing for this week for the Twin Flame Abundance Live. And I hope that felt good to you. It helped. Place your heart or the word heart in the comments below, and I will send you, yeah, don't forget this, I will send you the password and the link to the secret blog in which you can read the truth about twin flames. Don't forget that tomorrow you can come in our Facebook group to the A Course in Miracles book reading club for twin flame consciousness attunement. Don't forget that this summer you can get your VIP session of 2 hours plus for half price. Let's talk about that in a strategy session together. Link below. And prepare to come to our 8/8 Twin Flame Summer Ritual on Thursday, August 8th. Schedule the day, buy your ticket, and I will see you there too. Looking forward so much to all these opportunities and to simply see you again next week on the same time and the same place for a new topic and a new opportunity to bring me your twin flame questions and situations that we can heal for you. All right. See you real soon. Much love from Petra.